Diaz Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye up, bye up, bye. In a menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and I'm very much so appreciative, man. I couldn't do it without you and I know that. So yesterday was brought to my attention that Lefty Gunplay got a problem. Do we got a problem? He's got a problem, man. He's got an issue with, you know, the videos that I put out. He's watched all of them, according to what he said. And he's got a problem. And you know what? After reflection and sitting back and seeing what he said on the Cam Capone news channel, I could say, you know what? I understand, right? I understand exactly where he's coming from. So I have a direct message for Lefty Gunplay. Did I say Swifty Blue? I meant Lefty Gunplay, right? Trip out. You know, when this guy first came out, I noticed. I think everybody noticed. You know, everybody noticed there was a new artist, a new rapper from Southern California coming out. And, you know, this guy blew up. Overnight celebrity, blew up. You know, and according to everything I've ever seen from a lot of these rappers, these younger rappers nowadays, I thought, according to everything I've seen, man, I thought for sure this guy was just a 15-minute flamer, right? I thought he'll get his 15 minutes of fame and that'd be about it, man, and he'd fall off. But he's outlasted. He's outlasted my expectations, right? And I can tell you this, man, I'm proud. I'm proud as a brown man that he continues to fight that good fight and he continues to open up doors for the gente. Now, I get a lot of bullshit, right? I get a lot of bullshit, and lately I've been getting a whole lot of caca, right? And the reason is, me being from Northern California, even though I'm not in the gang mix like that anymore, people expect, there's a lot of expectations of me as a content creator. People expect me to choose sides, right? I did a video on it a while back. You know, they expect me to choose up. You can't play the fence, Gun. Where are you going to stand? Are you going to back up the homies from up north? Or are you going to back up the homies from down south? Well, here's the truth, right? Facts are, I don't back nobody up. Okay, nobody backs my play and I don't back nobody else's play. The only people that I back up, man, are the brown guys that are getting up every morning, struggling and striving to put food on the table for their familias. Those to me are the heroes. Those to me are the celebrities, right? The ones that are not spoken upon, the ones that aren't in the limelight. That's who I'm forever going to push for because I'm one of them guys, right? I'm no longer in the mix like that. So I'm not choosing sides. You know, I've always been a big proponent for all rappers. You know, I think I was one of the first content creators to come out, you know, of a Chicano descent and say, you know, I fucks with Southern California rap being from up north. I fucks with Northern California rap, man, having love for the South. I got respect for everybody. You know, if you're a good rapper, I'm going to call it how I see it. And maybe you're good to other people, but you're not necessarily the best to me. It doesn't mean you're not a good rapper or you're not doing your thing. It just means I have a different style or a different flavor with what I like to watch or what I like to listen to, right? It's my tape deck, Holmes. The tape I pop in it is what I pop in it, right? I come from an era in the 90s where rap was the best. The best it's ever been, the best it ever will be. Okay, I've always said all the great rappers are dead. The Tupacs, the DMXs, people like that. They're gone, man. And I know in the past, a lot of those rappers that I speak upon, a lot of the rappers I talk about are of Africano descent. Blacks, right? Brothers. It's going to always be like that, man. They're the innovators of hip hop. I got to respect it, man. Yes, all my favorite rappers, well, not all my favorite rappers, but the majority of my favorite rappers, the greatest of all time, are black. It's just what it is, right? But Lefty Gunplay did an interview and he spoke on my name, right? And he has every right to. He has every right to feel the way he does because I have went hard on the guy, right? I have expressed my feelings one way or the other, and I've gotten a lot of bullshit for it. A lot of people said, hey, you're hating on him because he's from the Sur, because he's from down south, Southern California. They're so far off base, man. I don't hate that guy. If anything, I like Lefty Gunplay. I like his push. I like his hustle, right? I'm just the type of person, I'm no nonsense, and I tell it the way it is. No added preservatives, right? Do you want a guy who's going to keep on bullshitting you guys and tell you what you want to hear? Or are you going to tell someone that's going to, or are you going to like someone that's going to tell you what you need to hear? Because I'm that need to hear guy, right? I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Do I have a bias against Lefty Gunplay because he's from the Southern California area? Absolutely not. In fact, my favorite Chicano rapper, period, Mexicano rapper, is Conejo from Heartbeats, right? I've always said, man, the class, the way he presents himself, just his whole get down, the way he carries himself in the music industry, that makes him my favorite because of his estilo, because of his respect that he has for all those around him, because of the respect he has for the rap game. That's always going to be my favorite, right? And of course, I have Northern California rappers that I like as well. They're not no longer with us. Rappers like Woody. You see the album in the back that I represent every day. Because of his get down, because of the way he carried himself, because of he was musically inclined. I just liked his music. It had nothing to do with him being from up north, Northern California, and more so had to do with his talent. Lefty Gunplay is talented. Don't get it twisted, right? Do I think he's the best rapper? No, I'm not going to bite the bullet and apologize for saying he's not, to me, the best rapper out there. Do I think he's one of the ones opening doors and making noise? Absolutely. Is he going to continue to do that? Yes, for that I will apologize. I was wrong. His 15 minutes of fame, or what I thought it was, has extended. He got the extendo on it, right? And he deserves it. When you put in the work, when you do everything that you have to do, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to fucking enjoy the accolades for your work. You're going to enjoy the flowers. You know what? This guy definitely is making noise. Now, I know the beefs with Northern California and Southern California rap is heating up, and there's disrespect that's went back and forth. And I was not totally impressed, you know, with Lefty Gunplay's diss that he did. But then when I sat back and I started to look at it, I realized these Northern California rappers, they had a lot of time to prepare for guerra. They had a lot of time to write down lyrics and to prepare for this wordplay, this guerra of words that's going on. Whereas Lefty didn't do that. Lefty just freestyled off the dome and came with what he came with. Now, in the beginning, I was a proponent for saying, he could have did better, man. I didn't really care for that diss because I was under the assumption that, man, he had plenty of time to get in the lab, sit down and write something. And I was like, bro, if you're going to come, you got to come for reals. Okay, I'm not talking about street gang beef or none of that. Or ever he could feel however he feels, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about music, rap music. You know, these diss albums that are going back and forth. Rico did one, Lazy did one, Little Weirdo did one, Lefty Gunplay did one. Now Swifty's, I don't know what the fuck he's doing, right? But he's trying to get in the mix. He's trying to fucking get to popping again. He's tired of the ramate, right? Now, what people don't understand is Lefty Gunplay just came off the dome with that. That was a freestyle. And I got to respect it. I got to respect it for what it was, right? And I'm not just doing this video because he went in on me and he's feeling some type of way. Because to tell you the truth, he's a youngster. I'm an OG in this shit. Been there, done that, right, for the longest. I could just say fuck him and keep it pushing, right? It's not like we're ever going to see each other. It's not like what he says or does affects me. But at the end of the day, man, I respect him as a man, as someone who's brown and doing it. I can't hate. You know, when I do these little hand gestures, man, it's just all in fun. I don't hate the man. I'm not trying to disrespect the man. Now, I can see it how some can misconstrue that as disrespect and that I'm constantly just trying to clown. But I'm not clowning. I'm motivating, right? I'm motivating him to be the best he could be, because at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of people that support you. But at the end of the day, Lefty, there's going to be a lot of people that don't. Okay? My definition of support is someone who stands strong right there, not in front of you or behind you, but beside you, man, and gives you the motivation to say, hey, bro, keep pushing. You're doing it. You got it. And can't no one fuck with it, right? You need to think the best of yourself. When I hear Lefty Gunplay saying he's the #1 stepper, he's the certified stepper, he's the hottest thing out, you have to tell yourself that. You have to convince yourself that you're the best at what you do, because ain't no one else going to tell you that. All you have at the end of the day is you and yourself. Hey, the guy in the mirror, the man in the mirror. Mike Jack said it, right? That's all you have. And that's all that man has, you know. The circle around him, I would hope that he's keeping good camaradas, good homeboys around him that are going to motivate him and push him. But at the end of the day, man, the fame, the celebrity status, all that, it ends with you. You started this shit, it will end with you, right? So no one could tell you how to function or do you like you could tell you how to do you. That's facts. You know, I wanted to clear up the misconception that I don't like this guy because he's from Southern California, or that I lightweight diss or hate. Hey, everyone gets it the same with me. You know, I'm as real as it comes when it comes to speaking my mind and no added preservatives. I've said that from the beginning. I don't think I've ever switched up. In fact, you know, I get a lot of love from the Southern California area. And the reason I do is because I don't choose sides. See, I don't play that shit. And I get a lot of hate from up north. Believe me, if you guys only knew how many Norteños are mad at the situation. Damn, Gun, I know you're no longer in the best of standings. Damn, Gun, I know you're no longer functioning with the homeboys, but damn, give the homeboys some love. I give everybody love, man. I give everyone love, but I calls it as I sees it. If your shit is boo-boo, if it's caca, I'm going to say it stinks, homes. If your shit is tight, I'm going to say, damn, that's what's up. Rappers like Young Dopey, I've never had a bad word to say about him because he carries himself in a good manner. Conejo, these are great rappers. You know, individuals, even Little Weirdo, man. You know, I know he's starting to get into the disrespect game, but I still like his music. Rowdy Racks. You know, even Lefty Gunplay and Swifty Blue. Chito Ranas. Hey, shit, I cruised around the Bay Area slapping some Chito Ranas. They were looking at me funny, but I did it, right? I don't hate no rapper because of the geographical area they're from. Farthest from the truth, right? And I don't, to be official, man, I don't hate on Lefty Gunplay or even think he's a sucker or something. I think Lefty Gunplay, man, is, you know, perceived as by some a clown, right? Because they don't understand that somebody, man, that just doesn't give a fuck what other people think is going to keep doing what he does. Gotta respect it. I'm the same way. Could care less what other people think. They're going to think one way about me no matter what I do. See, I can't win, man. It's kind of like a light-skinned black guy, right? He ain't black enough to be in the hood, but he ain't white enough to be in the suburbs. That's how I feel. You know, I'm not north enough to be with the northerners, but I'm not south enough to be with the southerners, right? Well, here's the thing. I'm brown. So regardless of what people want to think, I'm going to support the brown men first and foremost. It's always going to be that way. Black and brown. I'm a big proponent of that. I've never switched up. I've never changed my style. Now, does Lefty Gunplay deserve all the bullshit he gets? He doesn't. But that's the game we're in, man. Once you start to gain some popularity, some celebrity status, some recognition, anything, you're recognized out there on the streets, you're always going to get hated on. There's always going to be people that want to tear you down, that envy you, that are mad because they hate you because they hate you. I get it all the time, man. You know, I've been getting it. And like I said, man, I should be part of the solution and not the problem. You know, when I talk about these rappers and I'm like, wow, you know, to me, I just don't see what other people see as far as their rap skills and their talents. I'm just speaking my opinion. Okay, I'm not hating on the man saying, hey, he's fucking not talented or he's not doing his thing, because he is. But I'm just coming from an observation point of shit. In the 90s, man, we had the shit popping. I understand it ain't the 90s no more. I need to let it go, right? But when it comes to music, you know, I don't think anybody can deny, you know, that's where the gangster rap music started. That's where it really fucking took notice. That's when everybody was like, oh shit. You know, these rappers compare themselves to Tupac and Nas and DMX and even Rakim from the 80s and all these rappers. Like, stop it, bro. Stop it. You have to do a whole lot more and get a whole lot more under your belt to even be comparing yourself to these type of individuals. These guys were some badass motherfuckers, right? In the rap game. You know, give them their respect and that will go a long way in you earning yours because you just started. Now with Lefty, like I say, I got to become part of the solution rather than the bullshit, right? I have been going a little rough on him, man, with the little hand gestures and you know, here's my thing. If you give someone the ammunition, they're gonna load it up and shoot it at you, right? You can't expect to be a big face, a big name, be making noise, be on every different platform, and people not to shoot at you or to, dissect every little thing you're doing. That's just the game we're in as social media content creators, man. We're only gonna speak on what you give us to speak on, right? Is it our duty to speak? No, absolutely not. But a lot of us take it serious, man, and we're trying to put hood news out there for the gente, and give our opinion on things. Now, I watched this Cam Capone interview, and gracias, Lefty, for even at the end of the day being a stand-up individual, feeling how you feel and voicing your opinion, which you have every right to, but then still saying that you watch every video that I drop. And even though you don't like them, and even though you feel a certain way about them because you feel I'm disrespecting you, gracias. I appreciate that, man. I really do, right? And for that and that right there, bro, I could say dispensa. You didn't have that coming the way that I maybe speak ill about you or the way I feel. I'm just speaking my opinion, bro. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with North and South. I understand that Lefty Gunplay has an issue with Norteños. That's his issue. That's something he's going to have to figure out as a man, and realize, at the end of the day, he does what he does because that's what he does. I was there. I was young. I was boisterous. Couldn't no one tell me shit. I was out there like, fuck everybody and everyone. We can all get it, right? And then I realized as I got older, as I realized within my own faction, man, that I could be disregarded or that I was just another piece of the puzzle, but I wasn't even really part of the puzzle, right? I was on the outside looking in, and it took a lot to realize that, and it hurt. It hurt, man. And I think it would hurt anyone to realize that you're not that important. But then when you realize it, then you realize that all the sacrifices and everything you've done up until that point mean absolutely nothing. I mean, I've been told that in rap songs. I've been told that by people personally. Everything that I've ever done, all the work I put in, all the gangbanging, all that doesn't mean shit. And you're right, it doesn't. The only thing that matters to me now is family and life in general, man, and pushing. And hoping that the youngsters behind me, man, that are coming up after me can realize it sooner than I did and do something with themselves, man, and get that bag and get that popularity they're thirsty for. Now, when it comes to Lefty Gunplay, man, does he deserve the best? He does. He does because he's putting in the work for it. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of guys that say, well, he disrespects people. He goes out of his way to do this and goes out of his way to do that. He's on scante. He's on drugs. Nobody knows that, man. It might look like that in certain situations, but he's never been one to shy away from his bullshit. He said, hey, Holmes, if I'm high, I'm high. If I'm having a good time, I'm having a good time. How can you hate on a youngster like that? I apologize for some of the shit I said because he didn't have that coming, And I'm doing it from a place of realness, not from a place of scariness or get checked or now I feel I have to double back. Child, like I said, I don't have to do shit I don't want to do, right? But as a man, I don't want this youngster, Lefty Gunplay, to be confused and think that everybody's against them because I'm not. I'm not. I'm definitely, I've talked to Dubs in the past. We talk every day, and it's like, bro, we always talk about Lefty Gunplay as far as like, hey, that Vato's fucking doing it, right? Shit, I'm surprised, homie. I thought because he was brown and even being from Southern California or Northern California, he was going to keep himself contained in a box and people were going to constantly shit on him. And I thought, man, they're, right from the gate, yeah, this guy got that push, but man, there were so many people hating on him, and I didn't even realize. I was just speaking my mind. I didn't even realize that I was part of the problem. As a content creator, my voice is heard. It's felt. And regardless of what you think about Lefty, if you think he's high, if you think he's a J-Cat, whatever you think about him, the truth is that man deserves more respect than that. We talk about myself, putting on for the brown people and we need more out there. When they give us more, we constantly tear them down. And I'm a big advocate for speaking on that. We're tearing our own gente down, whether it be in guerra, the North and South issues, behind the walls, constantly going in on each other because we grew up in different cities and different parts of California. At the end of the day, I've lived in Southern California. I have familia from Southern California, and I've lived most of my life in Northern California and now out of state. And I can tell you right now, it's all the same damn thing. Hey, You know, there might be different smells and different alley cats, homie, but at the end of the day, Heathcliff is still right there. The roaches are still roaching, right? Everyone's still doing what they're doing. Tortillas are still cooking on the comal, and papas are getting peeled. It is the same shit. You know, and it just takes time and effort to realize that shit. Then when you do, you do. So, you know, when I heard Lefty Gunplay say that, I felt that shit yesterday, that interview. You know, he gave a lot of respect to Dubs, and then in the meantime, in between time, he was like, that fool Gun, you know, that fool, you know, I watch everything he does, you know, and he's feeling some type of way, and he's entitled to feel some type of way. There's a lot of people that feel a type of way. But I don't never want him to think that I'm doing it from a place of hating because he's from Southern California, because that's the furthest from the truth, man. I think, you know, I get a lot of grief, man. More so from Northern California than anything. And I understand my standings and when it comes to the gang shit. Yeah. I got that coming, man. I ain't never shied away from it or hid from that. You know, I'm not in the mix like that. And I understand politics are politics and people are always going to feel some type of way until they're on that side, and then they're going to realize, fuck, shit, did this sooner, or damn, what happened, right? Happens to everybody. Believe me, your time will come, right? But my whole thing is, do I have to sit here and take the bullshit? I don't. I have a voice. You know, my voice can be heard just like anyone else's. And that's why I'm doing this video. To let everybody, and especially Lefty Gunplay, know, because he's going to watch this. He said he watches every one of my videos. I ain't mad at you, homie. Continue to do what you do. You know, am I opinionated when I say that, do I think the North-South bullshit is beneath you and you should not be indulging in that? Absolutely. And I'm coming from a place of glecha, homes. You know, I want you to be like Burner and these other Chicano rappers, man, that have blown up nationwide, worldwide. And you're not going to do that gang banging on tracks. You're not going to do that keeping yourself confined to a box. You know, when I hear Northern California and Southern California rappers talking about, I do it for my people. You know, your people are brown, man. Your people are human. You should do it for all people, not just your people. So you're an entertainer. You've chosen the life to entertain, not just one group of people. That's not where the bag's at. The bag is in entertaining everyone, you know, and entertaining coming from a place of strive and struggle and realness, not coming from a place of playing yourself out like a clown or adapting or doing what other people want you to do. See, that's the reason I'm in the position I'm in, because I don't do what other people want me to do. I do me, right? I try to do it from a place of respect. There's not a person out there that can say I'm constantly disrespecting or anything. I guess Lefty felt that way. And I could see that. And I was going a little hard on the paint, and I apologize for that, man. Because he didn't have that coming. Like I said, man, part of the solution, not the problem. You know, but I'm not going to sit here and say that I agree with everything that Lefty does or he says. You know, just the other day, you know, the comment that came out of his mouth about not wanting to have his children date black men, his daughters, right? First and foremost, man, I would never speak on your daughters in a disrespectful manner at all, bro. That's your babies, right? I have my babies too. You know, no man should speak on another man's babies at all, right? But I will say he's entitled to his opinion. Do I agree with it? No. Should I clown him about his? No. But I could agree to disagree. You know, I think everybody is prejudiced in some form or fashion in certain ways. And prejudice doesn't mean racist. It means, you know, hey, I'm prejudiced against onions. I don't like that shit on my tacos. People say it tastes good, but I don't like it. I'm prejudiced like a motherfucker against some onions, right? But he was entitled to his opinion. So many people made videos about it. I made a video just expressing how I felt. But anyways, man, I just want to end on this note. You know, Lefty Gunplay is brown. He's knocking down doors. He's making moves for his familia and for himself, and I respect it. So you don't have to like me, Lefty. You could play the North-South if you want and say, hey, that Vato's from up there, man. Fuck what he's got to say, right? But best believe, bro, from someone that did grow up in Northern California and did push that line for a long time, I see it in you, bro. I see it in you to make it. But it's up to you, ultimately. You know, you can't let other people break you down or bring you down. You can't watch everyone that has something derogatory or bad to say about you and take it to heart. You know, you can't get your feelings hurt by another man. You just got to keep it pushing and doing your thing. Are my feelings hurt? You feel some type of way? Absolutely not. but I respect you enough to make this video to say I apologize if you feel some type of way, man. And even to the Northern California rappers, you know, I know that they don't like me because of the politics, but I rock with you. Musically, I rock with all you guys, man. So with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. Be a man or a woman or whatever you are, right? Don't never let or make or feel like you can't speak the real, because I just want to see the raza come up. And that's the truth, man. I know I'm going to come up by my hard work. Bang, bang, the gun.